welcome to A Novel Console, your weekly podcast where we talk about books, games, food, and stuff that caught our attention during the week. My name is Chris, and with me, as always, is my beautiful co-host and wife, Carradine.
Mm-hmm.
I keep saying fiance.
Mm-hmm. You know, I just had the weirdest thought.
What?
What if one episode we pretend to be Luna?
No.
We're reviewing books and video games as Luna sees them. My daddy wouldn't pay attention to me, and he kept making loud noises and growling and being angry. And there were lots of colorful lights on the TV. And my mommy just kept turning papers over and over. And she cried a lot.
That sounds...
Like the best reviews ever.
It would be the best reviews ever, but that was kind of cringy.
Yeah, it was pretty cringy, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I was kind of dying inside as I listened to myself say it.
As the words were coming out, you were regretting them. Each new word that you pulled from your brain was a regret.
It would be like a cute, it's a refined, it would be a cute TikTok concept. A quick 30-second blip into the universe, not an hour-long episode listening to Shih Tzu thoughts on Guardians of the Galaxy.
It would be like, I wonder what goes in their head, and then the Sweet Dreams song comes on. Except it's just Luna staring at the TV and saying stupid stuff.
Yes, and her staring at the TV the cute way she does with her little chin propped up on your leg.
Yeah, that would be pretty adorable.
Anyway, Luna's just being really cute right now and up against my foot, and I just went down that rabbit hole.
Just looking at Luna's cuteness?
Yeah, she's super cute.
Yeah, she's very cute. So how are you? We just recorded an episode Friday.
Yeah, I feel like we shouldn't be sitting here recording. I feel like we're breaking rules. I don't know.
Breaking rules?
Yeah.
I mean, because we gamed the system so we could get an extra episode out for the time that we paid.
Yeah, but we also should have been recording 2 episodes a week for the last several weeks. Because of Marvel that we just abandoned. We're gonna share.
We got to get back on that.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
I'm ready to see Spider-Man. I know I've already said that, but I'm really ready to see Spider-Man.
I'm ready. I'm ready to jump back into the Marvel thing. If
it's your turn. It's your turn to lead the episode. Because the last one we did was Thor, and I led the episode.
I'm fine with it. The thing is that we don't get off days together. And usually when I get out of work, I'm fucking exhausted.
Hey, we have a weekend off together coming up. So at some point in the weekend, we need to sit down
and watch
the Avengers. Even if it's Sunday morning as we eat breakfast. Let's make a date. Sunday morning breakfast, we're going to watch the Avengers.
I'll make French toast and
bacon and eggs.
And eggs.
Yes.
Okay. And if any of you listeners
and we
wants
can
to
use our
come
new
over,
pepper jelly with it.
If any of you listeners wants to come over, you're more than welcome to. I'll make enough bacon for all of us.
We have 2 listeners who live within walking distance.
That's true. We also have a lot
Come over for breakfast and we'll watch the Avengers.
Hey, listener in France, if you want to come over, you're more than welcome to. I don't know if they have bacon in France, but it's this thing made out of pig and it's smoked and you put it on a pan. It's really good.
Did you just seriously say, I don't know if they have bacon in France?
Do they have bacon in France? You're the one that's been to France. I haven't.
I didn't eat bacon while I was in France, but I'm sure they have bacon.
Then they don't have bacon.
You know, the French are they were around before we were, because we are not the original people who were here. But even though we're from 2 different places, we both came from places over there.
That's true.
Ultimately.
Yeah.
We didn't come from here.
See, we're still not sure.
I'm white as hell. I definitely didn't come from here.
We're still not sure if my grandma on my dad's side came from...
France?
No. Came from Egypt came from the Middle East or came from Scotland.
Isn't there speculation that her name is French too?
No, that was my grandma from my mom's side.
Oh, I thought it was your dad's side.
No.
Oh.
Yeah, no, I'm talking from my dad's
side.
No,
I am that TikTok that you sent me. The 23andMe results. So excited to get those. And then it's just a box of crackers.
Yeah.
That's all I was. Mm-hmm. A box of fucking crackers.
It was
the crackers I was most excited about. You need to do it. You really do. We should watch and see when it's on sale. When they do the 50% off thing, which is normally now around Christmas, they'll do a big sale.
They're just going to send a note that says, buddy, you don't want to know.
Well, no, I think yours would be really fun, whereas mine was just literally white across the board. I think yours is going to be a mixture of everything, or we're going to be shook, and it's just Two things.
No, it's gonna be like, you're white. I'm like, where?
What? Where? Oh, I'm the only white thing about you.
Yeah. You were, before we started recording, you were started watching the 90 Day Fiance tell all.
Oh, talk about some white people. Oh my gosh.
Lord.
Not everybody's white, but too many of them are white. So there is this one kid that really just gets me fired up. I didn't watch the entire tell-all because I didn't have time. I'll watch it after we're done. But they focused on him. Did you see him at all? The kid with the long hair?
Yeah, he looks like
Steven.
He looks like Sultan, but with long hair and,
Yes.
and Mormon.
Yes. Does Nick still listen?
Yeah.
He's the only person who's going to get that.
Yeah. Nick still listens.
Oh, gosh.
Every Tuesday.
So this little dickwad, he is a member of the LDS church. Nothing against that at all. He's Mormon.
Latter-day Saints.
Yeah, so he's in love with this girl from Russia, and he's been an asshole to her the whole time about like not staying in the same place together, even though they had to meet up like in Turkey instead of Russia. I don't remember why
COVID.
they chose Turkey. Probably. But so she didn't want to be staying in a place alone in a foreign country. And he didn't want to stay with her because we have to uphold the principles of the church. Oh, but I have to tell her that I'm not a virgin. And so he finally tells her. Meanwhile, he's messaging every girl under the sun on social media. And they finally just like ripped him a new one in this beginning of the tell-all. Like, dude, what the hell? You're telling this poor girl that she needs to uphold the principles of the church with you while you're like hoeing yourself out on the internet? What the hell? And he's like, oh, but Nelson Mandela said like, no, you can't twist the words of others to fit your agenda like most people in the church do with the Bible. Twist it to fit their own agenda.
He sounds like he wants to be Cody Brown, but he's going about it the wrong way.
He's going about it way wrong. Cody Brown, obviously we don't know everything that there is to know about him, but
all I know is that guy is an idiot.
He is an idiot. He recognizes now that he's an idiot. He's like, I regret everything. I wish I'd never had multiple wives. Fuck the church. Fuck polygamy. Fuck it all.
Really?
He's gotten pretty vocal in the past couple episodes. Just like, I just want to throw in the towel on all of this. I regret everything. Yeah, he's gotten pretty bitter here lately. Pretty freaking bitter.
So for
he
those,
just kind of wants to go live in a cabin in the woods
show?
by himself. Sister Wives.
Sister
He's the
Wives.
original polygamy show.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this dude looks like I wouldn't say grown up. I would say older Shaggy.
He looks like he wants to be like LDS Fabio or something.
And he has like Chad Kroger ramen hair.
Oh, bless him. He doesn't have ramen hair. It's not curly. Not curly like Chad's was.
But just listening to him talk, it just feels like there's nothing inside his head.
Bless his
Much like
heart.
mine. But his is emptier. At least I have like a little peanut stuck in there somewhere.
He tries. He tries. This Steven is just a little scumbag.
Yeah, that kid seems kind of scummy.
Yeah.
Well, apart from that, you said something about woke Harry Potter.
Oh my gosh, yes. Did you see the woke Harry Potter thing that I
did
shared?
read it. I read the thing that you posted.
And you just didn't get it because you've never read Harry Potter.
I understood enough.
You
I think that if I would
enough?
read the entire book, I would probably get it.
Okay, I'm gonna read this, even though lots of people who listen are already our Facebook friends and probably saw this. Okay, so chapter 1 of The Sorcerer's Stone is The Boy Who Lived, okay? This is The Boy Who Wasn't Unalived.
That's a very TikTok word. That is an incredible TikTok
So basically
word.
this is the first page rewritten. Mr. and Mrs. Dursley of number 4 Privet Drive liked flexing that they very basic, thank you. TBH, they were the last people you'd think would be sus because they were all facts, no printer. Mr. Dursley was adulting at a firm called Grunnings, which made drills. He was a dummy thick with 3 C's, man with hardly any neck, although he had an absolute unit of a mustache. Mrs. Dursley was a total Karen with 0 chill and had hella neck, which came in very useful when she was stalking her neighbors and not minding her own. The Dursleys had a small son called Dudley, who they thought was the main character. That's just like so funny because of the way it's become a thing, but then it's like also in a book. Ha ha ha.
Yeah.
Okay. The Dursleys were mostly thriving, but they also had low-key tea, which didn't pass the vibe check, and their greatest fear was to get called out and canceled. They were girl bossing too close to the sun and didn't think they could. End of page 1. I need all 7 books.
Okay, so
all 7.
you read that in like half a minute, all of that.
Yeah.
It took me like 3 minutes to read all of it.
Bless. Bless your heart.
I'm a very slow.
I can't.
I'm a very slow reader.
Are you a faster reader of Spanish?
No.
No?
No.
Is it both?
See, the thing with reading is that they both get mixed, so I don't know.
Oh, bless
I don't know
it.
if I'm reading Spanish or English.
Hubby. That's pretty funny.
Yeah. So yeah,
I would love to time you sometime reading a
Lord.
Spanish text and then time you reading an English text. See how long it took you?
Oh man, it's probably going to be about the same speed on both.
Oh.
Yeah. Sometimes I use what is it? Subtitles whenever I watch whatever.
Yeah,
be it
everything.
Video games, movies.
Now I
TV
watch
shows.
everything with subtitles. I hate it.
Because sometimes I just start reading the subtitles just to keep up with what they're saying. Because sometimes they either mumble or mutter or whatever, or they speak too fast. That I don't.
Or they have crazy thick accents like they did in Eternals.
Yeah, and so I need the fucking subtitles. So sometimes I just cannot keep up with either of them. So I have no idea what's going on.
Blast.
Yeah, I'm not smart, which is why I'm going to school. And
That was a good segue.
I wasn't expecting it to be that smooth.
Oh, you are smart though. Anyway, school.
Yeah, so I'm going to school. I've been going to school for the past, what, 2
Million years.
3 years. And I'm going for a bachelor's in information system security, which, wow, those are big words that I didn't know I could say until I decided to go to school. I'm taking an art appreciation class, which for some reason that's apparently important for my degree.
Electives. Electives are fun.
Oh God, I hate this class.
Super fun.
I hate all the elective classes. In this class, they want us to pick art that we like and just write a paper about it. And they don't know the unholy can of worms that they've opened by giving me the freedom to choose.
Oh, Lord.
So, because I'm a huge fucking video game nerd, I decided to do my paper based on the Final Fantasy Dot art book that was published by Dark Horse, because I love pixel art and I love the Final Fantasy 8 and 16-bit era art style. So I was checking to see what the parameters were for the assignment, and of course one of them said, okay, so you can't pick movies, you can't pick music, you can't pick literature, it has to be literal pictures. I'm like, they do use real art for video games, but they also use music and whatnot. Let me just email the professor and see what he says. So I emailed him. I asked him, hey, I'm thinking about doing my assignment based on this book. Can I just use this one single book for an entire assignment that's worth like 70% of my grade? And he messaged back saying, yeah, I'm excited to see it. I'm like, oh boy, oh, you don't know what you've done, dude. You're going to regret this. So I'm excited. I'm going to start it tomorrow, and I'm probably going to finish it tomorrow in about a couple of hours, because it's going to be so fucking easy. The hardest part is just going to be making the APA citations. Or is it APA?
APA. APA or MLA. I think everything you do everything you've done has been APA.
Yeah.
Which is why I suck at helping you, because I only ever had to write one APA paper in college. Everything else was
It's not
MLA.
hard. It's basically just look up an APA example.
I prefer MLA.
An APA example and just copy that with just replace the words, and that's it. But the citation part, that I am not good at. And apparently there's a citation generator, and I have no idea what that's supposed to do. So if any listener knows what the hell an APA citation is, please let me know, and let me know how to use them and when I should use them and when not to.
Because wife only knows MLA, and it's been too long since college. I don't even know if I know how to do that anymore.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
You know what's also been long?
Our lives.
Our Patreon supporters. No.
They aren't long.
No, it's been long. It's been a long time since we've gotten an email from...
It's been a long time since you heard from Burger Champ.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been a long time since
No, actually, we just fucked up. Well, we recorded too early last week.
Yeah.
And he emailed like around
So
when we normally would have recorded.
No. We recorded early in the morning.
Yeah.
And he emailed at noon. So he missed us by like a couple of minutes.
Oops.
It's fine. We haven't had an email from Burger Champ, but we do. I talk to him practically every day. So it's not like I haven't heard from him. It's just we haven't gotten an email. And we've missed them. So he says, "You guys, I'm super cereal," which is from South Park.
Oh, yeah, I don't know that.
It's Al Gore.
Oh.
Yeah, talking about man, bear, pig. Half man, half bear, half pig.
That's a result of global warming?
I think, yeah.
Because Al Gore.
Yeah,
I mean, it has to be. That's the only thing that makes sense.
I feel like if you start watching South Park, you would love it. I think you would like it.
You've said that about SpongeBob, too.
Well, you've never paid attention to SpongeBob. So you always remember your stepbrother. So you immediately write it off whenever I put SpongeBob on.
I don't write it off because of Dakota, but he watched it and it drove me nuts. And
exactly.
No.
So Burger Champ says, if you could create a branded cereal based on a character from your favorite book game, what would it be called? What shape would it be? And what would the flavor be?
I can't cheat because I'm pretty sure there's a Gollum Funko cereal.
And,
like,
those Funko cereals, they're disgusting. All of them are the same flavor, and they're all nasty.
Frodo's.
So this reminded me.
It's like second breakfast.
All at the same time. When I read this email, it reminded me of the cereal that was around when I was a kid. It was kind of like a tie-in to one of the Batman movies, like one of the early 90s Batman movies. I must have been like 3 or 4 years old whenever the cereal was around. And I remember that at the daycare where I was, all the kids would eat the cereal. I was the only one that didn't eat the cereal. But I'm glad I didn't, because this cereal smelled like corn. Like straight up just corn. It was black for some reason.
Black?
Yeah, it wasn't chocolate. It was black. And it had marshmallows. It smelled the worst. And it was in a giant black box with the Batman logo. It was so bad.
That sounds really terrible.
You could tell it was like breakfast time because all the kids would be sitting around and it just smelled of corn. Like processed corn. Like it smelled like the bad parts of,
like canned corn?
No, like the bad parts of Captain Crunch.
Oh.
Yeah. It's really bad. So what would be your cereal based on a book?
Frodo's.
No, you can't do Lord of the Rings. You can't do Lord of the Rings.
He didn't say I couldn't do Lord of the Rings.
I'm saying you can't do Lord of the Rings.
He didn't say I couldn't do Lord of the Rings.
Come on. What would you do? It has to be shape. It has to be flavor. What would it be called?
So it would be from A Court of Thorns and Roses.
I knew it.
They would be little bat wings.
Okay.
And they would be called Illyrians. And they would taste like blood and tears of your enemies.
Oh, God, that's disgusting. Mm-hmm. What? Oh, that gives me an idea. What? We should start a cereal.
No, it would taste like Starlight.
We should start
and it would turn the milk purple with glittery specks. Yeah.
Yeah, that would be cool. Glittery milk.
Oh, my God. We need to copyright this shit right now.
Yeah, we do. Cause we should start, like, you know how there's Fable bands?
Yeah.
Fable.
Cereal.
Fable. Oh.
Fable Crunchies. Fable
somethings.
No, we don't need to steal their name.
So I got one. And I think I'm pretty good with this one. It's going to be based on Yakuza 7, Like a Dragon. And they're going to be called...
Sushis.
No. Ichiban Kashugars. because his name is Ichiban Kasuga.
Oh, dear.
And they're going to be raspberry and cream flavored cereal pieces with little marshmallows that look like his head. Because he has like, very poofy punch-up perm.
Oh, my gosh.
So they're going to be raspberry colored and white colored pieces to represent his suit. And Ichiban Kasugars.
Brilliant.
And when you put them in milk, they turn the milk like the same color as his suit.
Brilliant.
We should do this. We should really figure out
how to make a cereal.
We should Google how to start a cereal company.
Oh my gosh. That's exactly what we wanted to do with our lives. Make cereal.
All these nerds are going to pay for it. Like, I paid for that disgusting ass.
Frodo's. It's going to taste like sausage and eggs and grits and toast. Second breakfast.
All at the same time.
Yeah. And a pint of ale.
Okay, I paid $12 for the cereal box for Mega Man, for that tiny little Mega Man Funko Pop.
Don't tell people you did that.
For the little Elvira and for the little Red Ranger Funko Pop. And I hated the cereal. I ended up throwing it out because it was so bad. I just wanted the little action figures. If we put a Fable band inside each one, we're going to be rich.
We broker a deal with Fable bands.
Yeah.
And they put the little cereal pieces are the design on the band. So like little bat wings, little Elijah Wood faces, but just an O. But yeah, his face.
Yeah.
Okay, anyway, this was a time sink.
But see, we just made somebody rich. If we don't do it, somebody better get on this and credit us. We need
please cut us we just want like 5%.
Yeah.
Not a lot.
Oh man, this would be so cool. I think I'm going to save this question for like guests and stuff because this is a really good question. I really like that. All right, so are we ready to get into the backlog of doom?
Yes.
All right, so this is the backlog of doom. See, I was thinking that I didn't have any music for the backlog of doom, but I remembered that last episode that we did of the backlog of doom, I found a song and I turned it into the backlog of doom song. So you guys heard it. I don't remember what it sounds like. I
definitely don't know what it sounds like.
No, because you never listened to our show.
I listen sometimes.
Never.
I never made it through the whole episode.
You should probably do
I
that.
cringe when I hear myself speak.
All right. So 2 weeks ago or last week, we did the Patreon results for the backlog of doom. The backlog of doom.
We reviewed the Patreon results.
Yes, we reviewed the Patreon results. Thank you for correcting me.
You're welcome.
So basically what we do is we pick a couple of games and books from our backlog. We talk about them, why we want to experience them, and then we put it up on Patreon so that our Patreon supporters can vote. Supporters. They're supporters. They're gonna vote so that we can review them. But we're not reviewing anymore, so we're just gonna experience them. Does that sound fun?
Sort of.
Okay. So hopefully they knock it out of the park again, like they did.
Fingers crossed.
With
Dark Matter and
Ori.
Ori.
Yeah. So like always, Carradine is going first. What is your first book?
My first book is The Peasant's Dream by Melanie Dickerson. It was published by Thomas Nelson on July 7th, 2020. So I did not realize that this is actually the 11th book in this series, but it's like one of those series where it's just following so it's like apparently taking place in a castle and it just follows different people in the castle. So it's not necessarily directly intertwined, but you might see background characters from the other books. It doesn't matter that I read it out of order.
So it's like least. If what's it called? That show you love, Downton Abbey.
Downton?
Downton Abbey?
No, it's not the same as that.
It's as if
you had a book
every...
about Anna, and then you had a book about Mary, and then you had a book about Edith, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
But it's not.
And then one book about Carson, and then another book about Thomas, and another book
you
about
pay
Tom,
attention!
and another book about Sybil.
You know there's a Thomas and a Tom. You even know there's a Sybil, and she dies in season 3. Spoiler alert!
I watched those first few episodes of her dying so many times because you always happen to be playing them when I'm home. Off from work.
I cry every time. Yeah, she died again Friday. I think Matthew died last night while I was asleep. I can't, y'all. I realized the other night I've watched it so much here lately that it's starting to run together, and like I'm mixing up the order in which things happen. Like I'm like, oh, I thought he went to prison before that person. No, after that person died, but it was before that person died.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. that just made my whole night. That's the funniest thing ever.
I still think that Mary looks like Jamie Alexander.
I do not see that at all.
Isn't Mary?
Yes, Mary is the one that you think looks like Jamie Alexander.
With the pantsuit in the movie?
Yeah.
Yeah, her.
Okay, so would you like to know more about the peasant's dream?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, come on, tell me about it.
So this is a book that I got approved to do a book tour for.
So Karen is basically
more than a year ago.
Karen is basically going to go on tour with this book, and she's going to have multiple stops along the country, and she's just going to talk about the book to whoever will listen to her.
That's how a book tour works for Bookstagram. So basically, it is a reverse Cinderella story. Adela, daughter of... Why are you laughing?
So this very rich girl loses her wealth, moves in with her evil stepmom, and becomes
let me read the fucking synopsis.
Slave.
Shut up. Adela.
She loses her prince.
Oh my God. I'm just not even going to bother.
Just tell me about it.
Adela, daughter of the Duke of Hagenheim, is rarely allowed outside the castle walls, and when she is, it's only with guards. But one day, longing for freedom, she sneaks away to the market disguised as a peasant. This sounds like the
Prince and
Pauper, yeah.
And I also thought you were going to say the Duke of Haagen-Dazs.
There she meets a handsome young woodcarver named Frederick, and the two immediately become friends. Frederick, a poor farmer, is the sole provider for his family, and he often defends his mother from his father's drunken rages. He dreams of making a living carving wood. He is thrilled when the Bishop of Hagenheim commissions him to carve new doors for the cathedral. As Frederick works on the project, he and Adela, whose true identity is still a secret, meet almost daily, and their feelings for each other deepen. Determined to keep the two apart, an evil lord kidnaps Frederick, throwing him in a dungeon for over 40 days. His family and Adela believe he is dead, but Frederick is determined to find his way back to Adela. This is not Cinderella. As he attempts to escape, he discovers a shocking truth that could change his and Adela's entire future. Y'all, this book sounds so fucking bad. This is probably going to win because it's going to be the funniest. Oh, man.
Duke of Haagen-Dazs.
Hagenheim. Oh. Yeah, so there's my first book.
So why do you want to read it?
Because it was a reverse Cinderella story, and I never read the full synopsis until now.
Sounds...
Why do I do this to myself? I keep doing this where I bring these books to my backlog of doom, and I finally read the synopsis, and I'm like, oh shit, this sounds bad. Watch it get picked.
I hope it doesn't.
I got 3 more books to go through.
So,
make sure you don't stop listening now.
Okay, so I have for my first game Dragon Ball Z Attack of the Saiyans.
Dragon Balls.
Yep. So this is if this wins, this would be the second Dragon Ball game that I've reviewed on the show. Attack of the Saiyans. It doesn't actually have a synopsis in the back of the box.
Oh, good. We can take a minute to breathe.
It just says a new Saiyan saga. The first Dragon Ball Z role-playing adventure, which is a fucking lie. Legacy of Goku 1 and 2 and Boost Fury actually were the first Dragon Ball Z role-playing
Shame
adventures.
on them. Shame.
They might have not even been the first ones, but this is a turn-based RPG.
RPE?
RPG. It was developed by, it looks like Bandai Namco. I don't I don't know if I'm missing stuff. Oh, the game is not in here. It's got to be my DS case. So basically, you just take control of the Sea Fighters and fight through the entire Saiyan saga. So from when Gohan gets kidnapped by Raditz all the way up till after the fight with Vegeta. And I think the game ends there. I think I heard that they were thinking about making, I don't know, like the trilogy of these games. Just go Saiyan Saga, Namek Saga, and then Androids, and maybe Boo. But they just thought that after this one, I think this was a commercial failure. And
so it could be really fun.
Actually, the game is highly regarded as one of the best Dragon Ball Z games ever.
Oh, that's confusing.
Yeah, it didn't sell well. I think it launched after the DS life cycle was done, when the 3DS was the new rage. I'm not 100% sure, but I am very excited to play this game. And if this game wins, I promise you that I will do another horrible Shenron impression for the cold open.
Oh my gosh.
With the crappy sound effect.
Can you imagine like Shenron and Cinderella?
Oh my God. I want to go back to being Cinderella. That wish is beyond my power.
That's so bad.
Oh, that would be horrible. But yeah. Actually, there's this lady that I follow on Twitter that's playing through this game, and I'm getting so much FOMO from seeing her statuses on Twitter.
That's a bummer.
So, yeah. All right, so what's your next book?
My next book is Among the Beasts and Breyers by Ashley Poston. It was published by Balzer and Bray on October 20th, 2020. Ceres is safe in the kingdom of Aloria. Here there are no droughts, disease, or famine, and peace is everlasting. It has been this way for hundreds of years, since the first king made a bargain with the lady who ruled the forest that borders the kingdom. But as Aloria prospered, the woods grew dark, cursed, and forbidden. Ceres knows this all too well. When she was young, she barely escaped as the woods killed her friends and her mother. Now Ceres carries a small bit of the curse, the magic in her blood, a reminder of the day she lost everything. The most danger she faces now as a gardener's daughter is the annoying fox who stalks the royal gardens and won't leave her alone. As a new queen is crowned, however, things long hidden in the woods descend on the kingdom itself. Ceres is forced on the run, her only companions the small fox from the garden, a strange and powerful bear, and the magic in her veins. It's up to her to find the legendary Lady of the Wilds and beg for a way to save her home. But the road is darker and more dangerous than she knows, and as secrets from the past are uncovered, amid the teeth and roots of the forest, it's going to take everything she has just to survive.
That sounds like a very you book.
It does. Yeah. Watch it be really bad.
It probably will be. But the book looks cool.
It is a beautiful edition. So this is actually something I got at Brightlight with my credit one day, you know, when I didn't let you have all of it to buy Dragon Ball DVDs.
Thank you.
It is the Owl Crate exclusive edition of this book. So some crazy mofo who is an Owl Crate subscriber didn't want it and sold it to Brightlight. But then I got it. Watch me hate it and give it back to Brightlight.
I don't think Brightlight only receives bad books, right?
No, yeah, definitely not. I mean, it's just like somebody may have gotten 2 copies of it. Somebody may have just like not cared about this author or something, and just, I don't know. There are multiple reasons why people give. I'm going to take Dark Matter to Brightlight. Like, it's not a bad book, but I'm not attached to it in any way, and I have a fuck ton of books already, so why not just let somebody else feel the love, you know?
Yeah. Huh, interesting. So why do you want to read it?
Why do I want to read this book?
Yeah.
Because fantasy, dark forests, magic,
so
animal friends.
It has nothing to do with the fact that the book looks so cool.
Oh, no, it has a lot to do with that. That's exactly why I picked it up at Brightlight. It was a total cover and sprayed edges by. So, I love sprayed edges.
If you guys want to see what this book looks like, just look at our Instagram. Pictures are going to be there of everything we're talking about.
Yes, or Facebook.
Or Facebook. All right, so...
Or Patreon. Don't you put the pictures on Patreon, too?
I'm probably not gonna put them all.
Oh, I thought you did.
No, I put some. I gotta check. All right, so my next game is gonna be Near Replicant version 1.22474487139.
That's complicated. That's seriously the title?
Yeah, look, this version whatever right there.
That's annoying.
And look at it on the monitor right here. Version 1.
You know what that looks like?
What?
Something that Elon Musk would name his child.
He was like, little replicant, come here.
How do you say his child's name?
I have no idea.
Oh, we need to look up a YouTube video
Oh God.
of them pronouncing that kid's name.
Ugh,
That
God.
poor child.
I think that was a joke just for the media or whatever. Because I think he said the name in an interview and people were like, who's that? It's like, oh, it's my son. Like, so.
Well, we were talking earlier about what we would name our kids and how it's a really good thing that we're not having any because they would be the most embarrassing names ever.
Yeah, it would be like Goku Antonio.
Yep.
Like
And Arwen Marie.
Arwen. Arwen Marie.
Arwen and Goku running off into the world to destroy it. You know, we'll just stick to dog names. A dog named Arwen is okay.
The good thing about having a kid and naming him Goku, especially if he's our kid, is that he would be so stupid that the name would be perfect for him because Goku is a fucking moron. He is an idiot.
I mean, it is cool that we at least are like very millennial and our kids would be growing up with other kids of millennials who would have terrible names too. Like, not the
Hermione.
kids. Yeah. Or Dart and Freya. There's a girl a woman I follow on Instagram who her kids' names are Dart and Freya. I'm like, that's a very millennial thing to do.
I like Freya. Freya's a good name.
Oh, I love Freya, but it's like very, you know, everybody before our generation was Christian and Isabella and Justin and
Carradine.
not Carradine. Nope, broke the mold there.
Yeah. So Near Replicant version 1.22474487139 ... Was released April 23rd, 2021 by Square Enix. And it was developed by Toy Logic and Square Enix. And you made me feel inadequate when I noticed that you were talking about release dates and publishers and all that.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
So this game, the back of the box says, A Tale of Love and Despair. The year is 3465. Shadow monsters and lethal disease threaten the survival of humanity. While a crumbling world attempts to rebuild, a brother makes a sorrowful promise to his sister. And 3 unlikely companions will uncover the real cost of the truth. The highlights say the origins of Nier, masterfully upgraded, a fascinating storyline with secrets to unveil, stylish swordplay battles, and powerful magic. I am going to be 100% honest. I thought that the Nier Automata game, or Automata, however the hell you say that word, was okay. It was
okay.
It wasn't great.
Only okay.
It wasn't amazing. It wasn't mind-blowing. I guess the story was cool and everything, but when I finished the game, the final ending, because you have to beat the game like 4 times to get the real ending, I summed up the entire story into one sentence, and if I can do that with a game, the story's shit. I am not going to say the sentence because it might ruin the game for a lot of people.
That's sad.
Like I did with that guy at Cybertron. He's like, oh, I'm watching my friend play it, and it's really good. And I'm like, is it? And he says, yeah, it is. So I'm like, well, I can probably destroy the whole game for you in one sentence. He says, what is it? I'm like, oh, I'm not going to say. It's like, it doesn't matter. I finished it. And I'm like, okay, then this. He's like, he just starts laughing. He's like, it's true. You're right. I'm like, yeah, it wasn't that great.
It's just like when Hunter's Matt destroyed the entire Aragon series for us by saying it was discount Star Wars. We were like, fuck, it is. It is. Yeah, we were pretty upset.
That explains why they didn't get a second movie.
Oh, no. The first movie was done very, very poorly. Very poorly.
Yeah. The video game was okay. The video game was...
Yeah? It was a video game?
Yeah, it was like...
oh, my gosh. We need to have an Aragon episode then. You need to replay it and I need to reread it.
I need to buy a PlayStation 2 for that.
Oh, never mind. We're not doing that.
It was like the Lord of the Rings games.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it wasn't terrible. It was actually okay.
Yeah. Well, that movie was really bad.
It was better than the movie.
It was real bad.
Yeah, I just want to play this game because maybe this will convert me into a Nier fan. Who knows? And I mean, I bought it and the game looks good. It doesn't look mind-blowing. At least Ultimata looked insane with the gameplay and whatnot. And it did play good, but it wasn't
amazing.
Yeah, it's not what I was expecting after all the hype and all the praise it got. What's your next book?
So my next book is The Once and Future Witches by Alex E. Harrow, published on October 13th, 2020 by Red Hook. In 1893, there's no such thing as witches. There used to be in the wild, dark days before the burnings began, but now witching is nothing but tidy charms and nursery rhymes. If the modern woman wants any measure of power, she must find it at the ballot box. But when the Eastwood sisters, James Juniper, Agnes Amaranth, and Beatrice Belladonna, join the suffragists of New Salem, they begin to pursue the forgotten words in ways that might turn the women's movement into the witches' movement. Stalked by shadows and sickness, hunted by forces who will not suffer a witch to vote, and perhaps not even to live, the sisters will need to delve into the oldest magics, draw new alliances, and heal the bond between them if they want to survive. There's no such thing as witches, but there will be.
You said what was the year?
The year this published or the year at the beginning of the synopsis?
At the beginning of the synopsis.
1893.
Okay. All right. I thought you said 1993. I was like,
No,
what?
1893.
Why is voting important in 1993?
Voting is always important. Thank you.
No, why is woman finding power by voting in
I see.
1993
Yeah, no.
important?
We got Bill at that point, right?
mean-
Was it Bill?
I think so.
Or was it still W, the first
I
W?
think it might have been the first W. I'm not sure. But at that point, didn't women have some sort of power?
It was just a teeny tiny little
More-
bit more than
important
they did
than
Yeah.
voting?
Yeah, we could at least vote then. Yeah.
So why do you want to read it?
Why do I want to read it?
Yeah.
Because the cover's pretty, and it sort of has witches.
Sort of.
Sort of. Yeah.
So,
Women, yay, power.
so it's not going to be about.
Stick it to the man.
So it's not. It's not going to be about women on a trek to go vote, and then their candidate ends up winning or something like that.
I don't think so.
No.
No.
So you think there's actual witches in the book?
I hope so.
So that's the only reason why you want to read it, because it's pretty.
Yeah.
It is a pretty cool cover.
Honestly, it's beautiful. And I've heard really good things about it. It has a really high rating on Goodreads, and I want to read it. It's really pretty. Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. It's
Simple.
pretty. And it was 50% off at Barnes & Noble.
Oh, didn't you just buy this?
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah, but it's one that I've wanted to read for a long time. It's just now that I have a physical copy. Yeah.
I see.
Yeah. So it's sort of in my backlog. It was just not in my physical backlog until now.
I see. Okay. So my next game, this is something that is going to be a little bit of a what. This game is called Blue Reflection.
Okay.
This is the game that I told you about
It looks like Kiki's Delivery Service.
that cost around $200 and something dollars.
Oh, it's that game.
That I got for like 30 at GameStop, and they didn't know what they had, so I bought it immediately, and it's been shooting up in price.
Oh, it's that anime game that you say all the anime people go crazy for.
Oh, the magical girl.
Yeah, those people.
Anime people go crazy for. So Sarah.
Is Sailor Moon a magical girl?
Yep.
Oh.
Yep.
I don't know anything about any of that shit.
Yeah. So Blue Reflection is a role-playing video game developed by Gust. It was published by Koei Tecmo in September 2017 in North America for PS4 and Windows. So basically, yeah, it's Sailor Moon. You go to school and then you fight monsters in the afternoon. So a little bit of the game in the back. It says study, play, fight. High school student Hinako Shirai receives the power of a reflector after meeting a pair of magical sisters and decides herself to fighting mysterious creatures in other worlds that freed feed on the human psyche. Shit, this text is so
You
small.
want me to read it for you?
Discover the challenges of balancing Hinako's everyday life with that of protecting her friends and the world. So I've seen people play this on Twitter, talk about it. Apparently, it's super relaxing, and it's apparently a good game. I know that this game is incomplete because there is a season pass for it. The season pass goes for $80 online.
You will not be buying it.
Listen to this. The game, when it originally came out, was $60. So you had to pay an extra $80 to finish getting...
You're shitting me.
To finish getting
That's
everything.
outrageous.
I've got more examples of that and how bad it is. But apparently the season pass has a lot of cool stuff, costumes, weapons, story elements, and all that. And right now, the season pass is on sale for $40.
That's still ridiculous.
I mean, $40 is
Jeez.
what a season pass costs for a normal AAA game like fucking, what's it called, Far Cry or Assassin's Creed or whatever. So I'm going to see what the season pass actually has and see if it's worth getting. And if it's not at $40, I am not buying it. But if this game wins, I'll play it. Apparently it's very relaxing and not in a way that'll put me to sleep like Pokemon Snap did.
Oh, bless it.
That game was so bad.
Bless it.
I'm playing it, talking on the phone with my grandma. I'm like, oh God, I'm having fun. I'm having more fun talking with grandma about recipes and all that stuff than I am taking.
Aren't you glad the
Pictures
grandma
of
doesn't listen to
Pokemon.
the podcast? She'd be offended.
No, she would. And she knows I love talking to her. But I always like to play something while I'm talking to people on the phone, so I can get rid of my distraction that wants to come out and just fucking derail all the conversations that I'm in, like I do on this podcast.
Bless it.
So I was derailing the conversation from how bored I was with that fucking game. But yeah, what is your final book?
Well, apparently all of my books except the first terrible one published in October of 2020. Two of them published on the same day.
Really?
Yeah. October 13th, 2020 is when this one published. Simmer Down by Sarah Smith, published by Berkeley. So in this finger-licking good rom-com, 2 is the perfect number of cooks in the kitchen. Nikki DeMarco knew life wouldn't be all sunshine and coconuts when she quit her dream job to help her mom serve up mouth-watering Filipino dishes to hungry beachgoers, but she didn't expect the Maui food truck scene to be so eat or be eaten, or the competition to be so smoking hot. But Tiva's Filipina Cucina has faced bigger road bumps than the arrival of Callum James. Nicky doesn't care how delectable the British food truck owner is. He rudely set up shop next to her coveted beach parking spot. He's stealing her customers and fanning the flames of a public feud that makes her see sparks. The solution? Let the upcoming Maui Food Festival decide their fate. Winner keeps the spot, loser pounds sand. But the longer their rivalry simmers, the more Nicky starts to see a different side of Callum, a sweet protective side. Is she brave enough to call a truce, or will trusting Callum with her heart mean jumping from the frying pan into the fire? There's a bottle of sriracha on the cover. There's a bottle of sriracha. There's a bottle of chili paste. It's that chili paste you wanted to buy to put on our chicken wings.
Yeah.
And maybe like some Red Hot.
Yeah.
And look, there's even another sriracha bottle
Let
on
me
the
see
spine.
the spicy bottles. There's even a tapatio bottle there.
What's tapatio?
There's that Mexican hot sauce.
Oh.
Yeah. And this, oh my God. So, okay, I'm going to be honest. Filipino food is way better than British food.
Way better.
Any food is way better than British food.
Even if they got fish and chips, it's still better.
I have had some fish and chips that's better than some stuff that I've eaten, but it's not better than Filipino
you got
food.
Filipino food. You got some, oh gosh, don't tell me the name. Don't tell me the name. Don't tell me.
Lumpy.
Lumpia.
There you go.
Lumpia. Yeah. Oh, God. So good.
If that book wins, which...
We need to have Debbie's friend Mary make us some lumpia to eat on the show.
We should, if that book wins, we should go get some Filipino food for Gorbage. That would be fun. I would actually like to have some real Filipino food and not Filipino Thai fusion like Viet Thai.
Yeah.
Which is amazing. It's so delicious. So what do you want to read it? Because it's another
'Cause
enemies
it's
to
spicy.
lovers.
Yeah, and enemies
It's
to
very
lovers.
spicy.
I
It's very
love
spicy.
enemies
It
to
has-
lovers. Oh my God,
It has
stop.
all those spicy condiment bottles on it. It's so spicy.
And out of the frying pan into the fire.
Oh my god! You know they're gonna end up fucking.
You know that's from Lord of the Rings, right?
Is it?
Yeah.
Was
I'm
that
pretty sure he coined that phrase. That's an original.
Tolkien?
I'm pretty sure it is. Let me make sure.
So it's a Tolkienism.
Never mind. I once again do not know what the fuck I'm talking about. Just
Who
because
does?
it's in one of his books doesn't mean that it's. I think it's in The Hobbit, if I remember correctly.
Didn't you say it was
with like
a,
the trolls.
a Greek?
Yeah,
thingy?
we're not going to talk. It's not Tolkienism.
Okay. So
It's from way before his time.
my last game, I'm like 90, maybe.
I hope this one wins. Honestly, after what you told me
I'm like-
last night, I'm just dying to. I want to see this in play.
In play.
Yeah.
So I'm
I've
like-
been asking you forever if you've played it yet because it was on all those posters for so long. It was like
And-
the only game that I thought
Okay,
about, and then all the crap that went down.
I think that this game was even covered on the show with the ugly lady that you watch in the mornings. I think
on
might
the
have.
Today Show.
I think they might have talked about it.
Wasn't it like a huge?
It was a
stink?
big deal.
Yeah.
It's still a big deal. It's been. When did it come out? It came out.
2 years ago, right?
No.
Or during the pandemic? A year ago?
It came out December 10th, 2020, and it's still.
I remember Best Buy had that huge banner for months.
4 months.
Months.
Yeah. And I'm like 80% sure that this game is gonna win.
I know somebody who's probably going to open up Patreon and vote for it as soon as they hear it.
Who's gonna?
Marla.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why?
Because I remember she asked several times if you'd played it yet when you got it.
Did she play it?
I don't think so. I don't remember.
You don't remember?
I don't remember.
Okay. To be honest, Dick's.
Dick's game. That's fitting based on what you told me yesterday.
This box is really cool. I just wish it was. Oh, and look at that.
I know. I
you
slid
have,
it out
like-
earlier
yeah,
and looked at it.
It's so cool.
It's the female
so
version
fucking
of
cool.
him.
I really wish this game was good, but the game is Cyberpunk 2077. I'm pretty sure that this one is the one that's gonna win.
I can't wait.
It was developed and published by CD Projekt Red, like I said, December 10th, 2020. And apparently this game it's really, really broken.
We all know that. The whole world knows that.
it's
Apparently, it's so broken that literally the whole fucking world knows, even us non-gamer people.
Even Hoda Kotb knows
Even
about it.
Hoda Kotb knows how broken Cyberpunk is.
Yep. So they have been saying that a PS5 and Xbox Series X version has been coming since they announced it. And right now on Wikipedia, which is where I'm looking up all the information and whatever about the release, say that it's still slated for Q1 2022. And I don't think that's going to happen. And they've been making patches and doing patches for the game just to get it playable. And at least right now it's at a somewhat playable level. God, this game is just going to be a mess. They pulled support for making patches for the game just so that they could reallocate resources into making new content for the game. That's going to be free apparently, because the game was such a fucking mess.
Weren't people like wanting refunds, but also not wanting to give the game back?
No, they wanted refunds and to give the game back.
Oh,
too.
I thought people like wanted to
And that
keep
too.
it, but
And
yeah,
that too.
and get their money back.
This game was so bad when it released that it was pulled from the PlayStation Store.
That's so bad.
They stopped selling it as a digital version from how
so
bad it was. Because there was also a thing that CD Projekt Red told people, it's like, hey, if you don't like the game, contact PlayStation and they will give you your money back. Like a third party was telling you, this company's going to give you your money back.
PlayStation's like, fuck you.
PlayStation's like, what? Fuck off.
Fuck, well, no, we didn't.
Yeah. So I'm actually kind of
I can't wait to see you choose your genitalia.
choose my genitalia.
Yes, when you get to that part, if I'm like at work or something, I need you to pause it and wait till I get home. I can't wait to
It's
see.
the first thing you do in the game.
Oh,
apparently.
okay, good. Then you can't start until I'm home.
Yeah. So you can actually get a Dick A, Dick B, or none.
Or vagina A.
my thing is like none.
You're like a Ken doll.
You can just turn it off.
I can't. What? Like, what's the point? What's the point? Is there sex in the game?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So, how did this get played?
Porn?
Yes, there's porn. There's dildos everywhere.
Oh,
apparently.
What?
Yeah. So how did this get played? Did a really good episode covering Cyberpunk 2077. One of the hosts, Heather Ann Campbell, who was also on Who's Line, super funny lady, fell in love with the game. As broken as it was, she completely fell in love with it to the point where she got the platinum, did everything in the entire game, and yeah, they did a really good deep dive into the game. And I just, God, it's such a mess, and I really want to play it. It's just.
I seriously don't think there's any chance of anything else winning at this point.
No, I mean, these are all great games. It would be funny if I got to play the Magical Girl game, Blue Reflection. It would be cool if I got to play Dragon Ball Z. It would be also cool if I got to play Nier, because that's another series that, I might fall in love with because Automata was so underwhelming. But I honestly think they don't stand a chance against Cyberpunk. So I really think Cyberpunk.
I don't know what's
going
to win for me.
No, probably either the witches or the
awful Cinderella book.
I think that all of them are on equal footing.
No, I think the Simmer Down is one that I think there's going to be dick in that one. So maybe I should read that one so that it can correspond with your dick. The dick in the game, not your. Oh boy. Oh boy. We just took it to another place. Oh, our mothers listen to this. I promise I wasn't saying anything dirty about you on the podcast.
See, I didn't notice it until you made a face. When you made a face, like, oh.
Oops.
My wife's mind is a gutter.
I mean, it is, but we don't normally make it personal on the show.
No, it's the dick in Cyberpunk.
Yeah, the dick in my book and the dick in the game.
So this should be like that one card that I love from Cards Against Humanity. Hard rock tits and a gaping vagina.
Oh my gosh. It's been too long since we played that game.
It's going to be hard rock tits and a massive dong. So,
isn't it Rock Hard, not Hard Rock? Hard Rock Cafe. Rock Hard. Should be Rock Hard, not Hard Rock.
Oh my Lord. You're just talking.
I know.
What, semantics? Is that what it's called?
I think, yeah, semantics. Yep.
Okay, so
words. Yeah.
So those are our choices. Before we get into housekeeping, let's go over them again. Carradine, what are your books?
The Peasant's Dream, Among the Beasts and the Breyers, The Once and Future Witches, and Simmer Down.
Simmer Down. All right, I got Dragon Ball Z Attack of the Saiyans, Blue Reflection, Nier Replicant version 1.22474487139, and Cyberpunk 2077. I don't care which one wins, but I know it's definitely going to be Cyberpunk.
Watch them prove you wrong.
Oh, watch it be like Blue Reflection. I'd be fine with either of them. That's why I picked them. I don't care.
I'd be fine with any of my choices. Well, I think I'd probably not be fine with the Cinderella book after finally reading the synopsis. Please don't pick the Cinderella book.
Either way, you're gonna if you don't like the book, you're gonna end up reviewing two books.
Yeah, I'm gonna DNF it and pick the next choice.
Yeah, you're gonna have to talk about why you
like
DNF'd
I did in my last backlog.
No, the one.
I thought it was the last backlog.
No, the last one was the Ori and the.
The one before that, not the last one.
Yeah. All right.
The one where I read Thunderhead instead.
So we're also going to do something special for our Patreon supporters.
We are?
Yeah, we talked about this.
We did?
Yes, we did. And you were like, and I was like, we're doing it. So I
love it when you tell me what we're doing.
Yeah, because we need to put out Patreon content because we have no ideas for Patreon. So what we're going to do is we talked about it when we did our last Backlog of Doom episode. And is that whatever book and game win, we're going to record a dedicated episode for Patreon where I tell Carradine the story.
You tell?
I burped.
Who?
Carradine.
Carradine.
I'll tell Carradine the story.
Carradine.
I'll tell Carradine the entire story of the game that wins. I'll tell it as a story to her. And she'll do the same with the book that wins.
2 separate episodes.
2 separate episodes. It might be divided depending on how long the book and game are.
Oh my gosh.
But I don't think Patreon has a limit on audio, so we might be good. And yeah, there's something to look forward to. We'll have these open until the end of the month, so you have until actually January 2nd to vote on Patreon. And we will talk about our experience with this book and game.
Wait, when is January 2nd?
January 2nd is a Sunday.
No, they need to give them till the 1st.
Till the 1st is Saturday. We record Sunday, the 2nd.
Yeah, but that way they have all day. If they think that they can vote on the 2nd, then
they're going to be able to vote on the 2nd.
But then they might try to vote at like 8 o'clock at night, and we've already recorded.
Well, that's too bad for them.
Oh my gosh!
If that's the deciding factor between Cyberpunk and Blue Reflection, I'm fine with that. And we're going to be talking about these books, this book and game that is chosen on the 27th of February. And that'll give us enough time to go through them and all that shit. So we get 2 months to go through the whole thing. And let's go ahead and get into some housekeeping. Do you want to do housekeeping today?
No.
You never want to do housekeeping?
Nope.
Fine. First, go sign up for our Patreon. We are trying to figure out Marvel, and we got some other stuff that we're planning to do.
Like he just said.
Yeah. Apart from that, we're also thinking other stuff. We might start doing some videos, gameplay stuff, maybe Carradine telling us stories or whatever. And remember to follow us on Instagram and Twitter at eNovelConsole and on Facebook at facebook.com/eNovelConsole. Don't forget you can tell your friends that they can find the show on most major podcast streaming platforms and that they can also listen on YouTube by searching for A Novel Console. Don't forget to tell them subscribe, like, and comment, which we would like if they did. You should also you should also leave a review on Apple Podcasts and Google Podcasts so that more people can find us. And you can also email us at anovelconsole@gmail.com and we'll read your email on the show. And our art was done by Metamorphic. The Burger Champ question about your cereal, and what property would be based on, and what would it taste like, and what would it be called? Send it to us. We would love to talk about them on an episode because that is a good, fun question. And with that, I think that's it. Are we done?
I think so.
All right. So Carradine has art to do, and I have a podcast to edit. So do you want to say goodbye to everyone, Carradine?
Goodbye.
Say it right.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, everyone.